Shaking there, gentlemen. Excuse me. What is shaking there, my dudes? Man, big news last night, huh? Big news. Big news! Big news from London! Big news! Get in the comments if you know where that's from. Big news from London! Anyhow.
Vice President Vance and others, like Secretary Hegseth and Secretary of State Marco Rubio here. Let's listen to the President after the strikes on Iran.
I just wanted to preface this real quick by there's a reason why I wanted to go over this video from yesterday, the announcement of Trump, the short little 4-minute announcement, 10 o'clock last evening. I just wanted to note how, it's very, there's a reason why there's 3 men behind him. There's a reason why he's flanked by his vice president, by the Secretary of Defense, by the Secretary of State. And I just wanted to color it a little bit. All 4 of these guys obviously took part in a scheming operation or a planning stage of this operation. Along with generals who know military. And, they're the political entity that makes the political decisions. The military gives them options on what they can do with the military, what's possible, and then they make political decisions. And I just want you guys to take note of the faces of the the 2 secretaries and the vice president. Take note of when they nod. Take note of when they have any sort of reaction to what Trump says. And think about what would cause them to nod, what would cause them to react to whatever Trump says. But whether it be about a person, whether it be about a situation, a discussion, I think this is very, very insightful, important stuff. For him to come out flanked by the other men that were in the room with him, because it lets you get somewhat of a like a fly on the wall. You get an idea of what went on while they were planning. And of course, I haven't, none of us have seen inside there ourselves, but judging from facial expressions and them nodding their heads in agreement, you can get a reasonable idea of what happened in there and what it looked like and what was important.
A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime: Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier.
Let me just say this. Nobody or everyone knows that when somebody speaks like that, they are not full of shit. When somebody, that's somebody that's got the whip hand. when you put that personal stylistic flair on on a statement, especially a statement like that, you can bet your bottom dollar that that he's not going to hesitate. And really, how momentous this is. I haven't seen a president that behaved this way and that projected our might and our feeling across the world, because this was the right thing to do,
40 years, Iran has been saying,
regardless of the naysayers at home. Sometimes you have to do what's right, whether people know it's right or not. You know, so, like Steve Jobs was famous for that. You know, people don't know what they want necessarily.
to America, death to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs.
For 40
That was their
years.
specialty. We lost over 1,000 people, and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani.
Watch the
I
guys.
decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before. And we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. I want to thank the Israeli military for the wonderful job they've done. And most importantly, I want to congratulate the great American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight, and all of the United States military on an operation the likes of which the world has not seen in many, many decades. Hopefully, we will no longer need their
Did you guys
services in this capacity.
Did you notice how they all nodded in unison after he said that? You know, they're all in agreement that, you know, that this wasn't a unilateral thing in the sense that Trump did this without support. Trump is a very he seeks consensus, if you want to know my opinion. He seems to appreciate consensus, and to have those guys on his side. I mean, I would imagine that meant a lot to him for those guys to be siding him. And obviously, he does have their allegiance and their backing. And, you know, I trust that. You know, I may not like everything that Trump does, but he's got really, really good people around him. And I think this is we're probably right now, our government, our state is being run the best I've ever seen it run.
Hope that's so. I also want to congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raisin Kane, spectacular general,
Truly.
and all of the brilliant
See, they
military
nodded.
minds involved in this attack. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight, not even close. There has never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago. Tomorrow, General Kane, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military.
That particular point right there, that really kind of hit home for me. And the way he said it too, to me, that was almost prostrated, like he almost had a little bit of trouble getting that out. Not trouble getting it out, but like, you know, it was it was staggering for him there for a second. Like, I think he really just humbled himself before the Almighty in a way that I've never seen a politician do in my entire life. I've never seen a politician do that.
Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel, and God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I mean, it's just incredible. It's such a short, sweet, but such a short
Not even
speech,
close. There has never been a military that could.
but so good, so good. I mean, this guy really, really knows what it feels like to be a red-blooded American. He really, really understands it. Because when he comes out like this, this is so unifying in my mind. I mean, uh, it's it. He made a decision, made an executive decision. Lots of people were saying don't do it. Lots of people were saying do it. He made the executive decision to do it. It went off without a hitch. Nobody was injured. As far as I know, nobody was even killed. Only nuclear side. I mean, that's pretty amazing. Like, I seen people kind of complaining about a war starting. I'm like, he bombed a couple of buildings. Like, I'm not sure. Like, he bombed a mountain. Like, I'm not really sure bombing a mountain really counts as like a war, or even, I mean, they bomb mountains to test stuff, like, so it's just, I don't know. It just, that seemed kind of like, that's a Trump hating thing. That's them knee jerk reaction that they just have to oppose. But really, they just look like they have egg on their face, because anybody who opposes this opposes strength, opposes peace, opposes clarity and safety, and just routine. Like, uh, he just eliminated a large source of chaos in the world, and as we're going to see, the world is very, very grateful. I just wanted to see that
Took
end
place
again.
just a little while ago. Tomorrow, General Kane, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel, and God bless America. Thank you very much.
That, I mean, I'm so that was so genuine. There's no such thing as someone that can act like that. You can't act like that. That's not acting. None of, when he's catching his breath, like, no, that can't be done. That can't be done. It's just like the fight, fight, fight thing. That just, it can't be done. I don't believe it can be done anyway. And, like, I, I actually like President Trump more today than I did when I voted for him in November, than I did when I went to a Trump rally in 2015. I like Trump more. He's proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that he's not playing around, and that when it comes down to when the rubber meets the road, when push comes to shove, he is with us, or he's behind us. He's willing to make the decision. He is an executive, and I think, thank goodness that we hired him for that, because he does it so well. And I don't know. I really wanted to just talk about it for a little bit. Like, and here's one. I didn't really even want to do the video, but I just wanted to go over the comments real quick. President Trump saved the free world. Trump, Trump, Trump. Greetings from Switzerland, where Trump is regarded the best American president ever. This was also a brilliant move to stop Iranian supplies of rockets and drones to Russia. Chris, you said any president would have done the same. You even quoted Obama and Biden. Good grief, I have to disagree with you there. No, these two would not have had the guts, especially, he's right, they would not have had the guts. Thank you, President Trump from Europe. Thank you, Mr. Trump. God bless you. America First Agenda. Thank you, Mr. President. Fantastic job from Trump. Whole world thanks to President Trump. 66 likes. I mean, it's nothing but praise. Nothing but praise. It's incredible that in our state media, our state propaganda, they have been literally shouting from the rooftops about how everybody, the whole world thinks he's a loser. Look, this is a group of clear thinkers. If not for democracy, they would be in charge in Australia, and it would be a much better and safer nation. How about that, guys? This guy says, I've been deceived. No new wars. Well, it depends on what you call a war. I mean, honestly. Christmas morning every damn day. I mean, truly. This I have to watch Top Gun. I mean, to my mind, he definitely, I think he won some people over yesterday. I really do. I really, really do think he won some people over yesterday. Now, where is it? Let's see here. Sky, okay, yeah.
In those subs, on those
This is what real strength and leadership looks like. Dem voters gonna protest this airstrike by burning their own blue cities to ashes. Genius, LOL. We support President Trump. I mean, MAGA Trump fight, USA. Canada ain't running their mouth now. The cartels best take note. Peace through strength. The Secretary of Defense is almost too cool to be taken seriously. Almost. There was one that I seen earlier that had freaking 500 likes, and it was pretty impressive. But he really... he has really... He has really won some people over. Look, never forget, no. Proud to be American 46. This is what I said. They put a tomahawk up a camel's ass from a sub 400 miles away. That is incredible. That's incredible to do that. Wow, it's rare to hear government to praise God for protection. 341. Nice to see this mission was kept silent. No one ran their mouth this time. Almost 800 likes. Been waiting 46 years for this moment. 231 likes. As a British bloke, I think the USA has acted in a way to protect the world from any threat of nuclear terrorism. Thank you all involved keeping the world safe. 900 likes, gentlemen. Let's see some replies here. 100%. Please keep President Trump in prayer. He had to make a tough decision. He will have more. So much that the Democrats started or didn't do that President Trump has to clean up. Thank you for your support. ASP, the world will figure out that this has nothing to do with... whatever. I just heard that Britain is joining. I hope so. Between the U.S. and Israel, the world is safe. Wow. But Iran is threat clapping. LOL. I mean, truly, I think, that Trump, his approval is just going to go through the roof. And honestly, yesterday, I was left with the feeling like, wow, I almost feel like the world, like we don't have, like he just eliminated a third of the crap that people are always carrying on about, like Iran, China, and Russia. Oh, they're always carrying on. Well, he just removed one of those totally after people said for years that touching that regime or touching that country would result in strikes or attacks from the Middle East. And another thing I wanted to note, this is the first time a president has ever said, God bless the Middle East. The first time that's ever happened. And I think Trump comes from another time where God played a role in government. And, like, people praised God. And I think he knows that deep down, that's an American thing. And that's something we crave. And he's brought it back by picking the guys around him and by his own come to Jesus situation, I guess. But he has really, that right there really got to me. And I think it got to a lot of other people too. Let me know in the comments. Like the video if you guys enjoyed what I had to say. Other than that, I hope you guys had a good weekend. I hope you're pleased with how this went. I certainly am. But hopefully there is no retaliation, and that's that. Hopefully this is the end of the whole kerfuffle, and we just get to walk away with our heads held high.